All right, guys. I'm gonna be teaching you guys today how to smoke some ribs. For you guys that love barbecue but hate paying barbecue prices, like me. And it lets you have some other cool shit to do whenever you got people coming over. I guess. I don't know. This is the first video I do like this, so I'm still kind of learning. All right. So first step, you're gonna wanna change into some clothes that you don't mind getting smoked on because it is gonna smell. So this is the grill I'm gonna be using. This is the Char-Griller Acorn. In my opinion, this is probably one of the best investments I've made. So at the top right here where the camera's pointing, that's where the grill pretty much just breathes in, and at the bottom is where the fire's at. So when you open the vent at the bottom, it brings in oxygen. So yeah, that's fire management, a little bit of fire management. If you want, in other words, if you want there to be more fire, open up the top and the bottom. If you want to kill the fire, close them both. So I think here this is where I'm gonna do not the adapter, the fucking. It's kind of like a diffuser plate, I guess. That's what absorbs the heat directly from burning the shit that's on the top. So that's what helps you smoke. Yeah. If you're to do it with this grill, pretty much you're not gonna need much charcoal because this is the what I used from the last one. It didn't burn much because it didn't need that much, but I'd like to have it there just in case that I need it. I'd rather have it not need it not have it. And then this is what I use for a fire starter. So instead of buying all this fucking like little tumbleweeds, I forget what they're called. This is a little bit more environmentally friendly. And it works fucking badass. This is what I pretty much ever since I've learned it. I've always used it. All it is just a regular napkin coated in some fucking cooking oil, any kind of cooking oil, and it's gonna do the job. You just pretty much put the charcoal in and then just bury it underneath. Oh, and then so pretty much what you're gonna want to do here is make sure that you're putting it at the end because if you put it in the middle, it's gonna burn around it, and then it's gonna be using all the charcoal at the same time. Versus if you put it at the end, like in the corner, like how I did there, it's gonna burn towards the other end, saving some charcoal, making it last longer. And that's pretty much all that you need as far as a fire starter and shit. So just let the fucking fire start up, let it burn, do what it's doing, and in that meantime, while the fire's going, you can be inside prepping the meat. Oh yeah, and also open the bottom vent and the top vent. That way it breathes in. That way when especially you need it when you're first starting it because obviously fire needs oxygen to burn. So the more oxygen, the more fire, which is good because it's gonna be a hot and fucking hot, hot fucking smoke. Yeah. So what this is, these are apple flavored chunks of wood from an apple tree, obviously, and yeah, pretty much what they do is they give off a smoke that tastes like apple, and it makes it. That's where you get the smoky flavor in the meat. So pretty much just soak them in some water and then let them sit there because if you were to put them in dry, they're gonna burn fast. But if you let them soak and sit in water, they won't dry as fast. I mean, they won't burn as fast, and uh, they give off a little bit more smoke. So that's a little quick tip. Fuck yeah. So now you come in after you do that, come check on the fire, see how it's doing, And as you can see inside, that's what you want. You want the fire to start on one end and go towards the other end, so it does a slow burn rather than all at once. That way, you don't have to worry about fucking uh, having to take out everything and add more coal later. And if your grill grates are dirty, you can clean them at this time too, because they're easier to clean whenever they're hot. Oh yeah, those are heat resistant gloves too. By the way, get some. You need some, cause picking up that stone when it's hot is a bitch. And this is what I do to clean up the ribs when I'm doing the hot and fast. This is what I do. I got these ribs at Sam's. I think they had them on sale. Like it was a 2 pack for like $20. Can't beat it. So the trim, it's pretty easy. Just take off all the fat that's on the top. Right there where I pointed, there's usually another piece of it's a cartilage slash like bones, but they had already took that shit off, so that saved us some time. And right there, you see where I'm feeling for like the second bone, second and third bone towards the end. Just cut that shit off because if you were to smoke it and cook it, it's not gonna cook evenly with the rest of the meat, and that's just gonna burn fucking fast, and it's gonna be crispy, versus the rest of the meat where it's gonna be soft and tender. So you really don't need that. So same shit here. Just find the last couple bones and then cut them off. Fucking fat was everywhere. Anyways, and then on the back side, there's a little flap. Take that shit off too, because again, that just gonna burn and it's not gonna taste good. So just get rid of that shit. And then what a lot of people do also, which I do too. If you're smoking at anything under 250 at 250 degrees, like 250 to I don't know 275, take off the membrane. But because these are gonna be at 350, I'm gonna be smoking these at 350 for several hours. I just leave the membrane on because it's gonna crisp up anyway, and you're not even gonna be. It's not gonna matter. So what I do is I score it in the back, make it a little easier. That way, whenever people are eating it or whatever the fuck, it's gonna be there. And yeah. So we're gonna be using Meat Church today. No particular reason why. I just like the brand, and they're local here in Waxahachie, so support local businesses, right? Um, yeah. So just feeling the meat, gotta feel it. Make sure it's nice and good, girthy. Uh, take more fat. Take that shit off. That shit's not gonna render down, and it's gonna just I don't know. I mean, preferably I like the ribs to be lean. This one here that I'm seasoning with, it's more of a pepper base, and then I'm gonna season it heavy with some sweet rub, hot sweet rub, and then also, oh yeah, put if you're gonna season with a shaker, put the holes on the top. That way it trickles out rather than gets clogged up. But season the back first, the bone side first, because that's not the presentation side. That's gonna be the side that don't really it doesn't matter because nobody's gonna really look at it. And then if you were to flip it upside down, uh, yeah, they'll just fuck up the presentation, look gross. But I'm not gonna go heavy on the pepper one. I'm gonna go heavy with this one. This one's a sweet and spicy rub. It's good though. So yeah, just going kind of heavy. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I'm not gonna use a binder because I'm just gonna let these sit for a minute until the moisture draws out, and that just really just gonna make it adhere really good with the seasoning. So a lot of people do mustard as a binder. Honestly, if you were to do any kind of binder, it doesn't matter because you can't really even taste it anyway. All it does is a binder. It just makes sure that the rub stays on and it doesn't fall off whenever you like pick it up. But this one here, I'm using Holy Voodoo. It's a pretty good rub. It's sweet, a little salty. It's good. It's good. It's all around. I definitely recommend using the Holy Voodoo for ribs. They're pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna go kind of heavy on that too, cause I mean it's gonna be a long smoke. The more flavor you pack in there, it's the better because I mean it's gonna be in there for a long time, and you're gonna be losing some juices and shit during the smoke. So yeah, it's best to go kind of heavy on some stuff. The stuff that like I don't like to go heavy with is like the pepper because sometimes it could be a little overwhelming. But you can see here, the moisture is already drying out, and if I were to pick it up, most of that shit's not falling off. It's just gonna stay on because yeah, it's moist, nice and moist. So I'm just gonna let it sit there for a minute, minute and a half, something like that, just to where like it's moist enough to where I can turn it around and most of the rub will still stay on. So yeah, and then on the other side, it's gonna be the same shit. So here it is. This is the presentation side, what I like to call it. It's well, a lot of people call it. This is the presentation side. This is what you're gonna be looking at whenever you eat it. So this is the reason why you do this side first. You do sorry, you do this side second because it looks better and you might even get a good big bite of that flavor. I'm just rambling at this point. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Whenever you season, make sure you season all sides, meaning top, bottom, right there where I'm just fucking doing right there because that's where people take bites out of too. They don't eat the whole bone unless you're that kind of, you know, unless you're that hungry. Yeah, season all sides. And then here I am. What the fuck am I doing? Oh yeah. I'm gonna take off the diffuser. This is why you guys need heat gloves. This is the particular this hardcore carnivore brand. I love hardcore carnivore too. So I put them bitches on, and then I'm gonna take off the heat stone, the diffuser, whatever the fuck it's called. That way, yeah, I put it on there first. That way it can heat up and get some heat. But put the gloves on, and look how easy I can do this shit with the gloves. Watch. I'm pretty sure that fucking stone is like 600 degrees at the moment, or 500 degrees, some shit like that. But I just picked that bitch up with my hands. And then you get the chips. You gotta make sure you fucking take all the extra excess water off because you don't want to turn the fire off. But spread that shit everywhere on the fire. That way, whenever it spreads it, uh, you start get that smoke. That's the smoke that came from the apple. You can immediately tell whenever you put that on. Um, you just smell the apple. It doesn't smell like smoke, like fire smoke. It smells like a sweet smoke. It sounds stupid, but just try it and you'll see. It's pretty good. So for pork, I recommend apple and cherry. So pretty much just put everything back to how it was before, and then you're able to put the meat on and then start smoking. Here the ribs after you can tell just by looking at them there, like they're super moist and all the water that's inside has been drawn out. And you don't need a binder whenever you do it like that. So I mean, like I said, either way, you don't even really even taste the mustard or any kind of the binder anyway. So I don't know. I just don't do it. And then just put it on. Make sure your grill's chilling at 350 degrees when you put them on, because that's the temperature we're gonna be smoking them at for 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours, something like that. I think it's like 3.5 hours. So this is hour 0. This is what they look like when you first put them in. I missed a few spots with the rub, but that's okay. So yeah, that's clean my backyard. And after you're done mowing, everybody knows you're supposed to clean it up and blow all the excess grass blades and all that shit. Make sure you have a clean lawn. So after all that, you go back and check. I think this is hour after the first hour, chilling at 350. See all that moisture starts drawing out. The color starting to set. It's looking good. It's looking good. I like how you can see all that pepper with that rub that I used. And then you can also while you're waiting, you can go ahead and read a book. This is what I'm reading. I'm reading Stephen King's It. Just gonna chill in the hammock, read it, taking some sun. God knows I need it. Well, y'all don't think I read books or what? Nah, who the fuck am I kidding? I don't read this shit. I'm gonna go inside and watch TV real quick. All right, so after another hour, I think this is hour 2. I want to make sure that shit's closed. That way the smoke can stay in, heat can stay in. Chilling at 400. It jumped up to 400 degrees. Also burp it so whenever you open it, it doesn't fucking burn your face off. So this is what it's starting to look now. You're starting to see a little bit of bone draw. So whenever you start seeing the bones coming out, that means it's a good thing. That means it's starting to be cooked, starting to get tender. So then close that back up, give it another hour. Maybe like, yeah, another hour. You can practice your sword skills. In case someone tries to break into your house. Go bankai on their ass. Now who the fuck am I kidding? I'm gonna go back inside and watch TV. All right, so this is hour 3, I think. Yeah, this is hour 3. So this is what they look like now. There's more bone drawback, so you know it's starting to look good. That side right there, closest to the camera, that's open fire, so you can see it got a little burnt, but it's okay. Still gonna taste good. And then with the next 30 minutes, you can just chug a liquid death, hang out outside, cause you're finna wrap these bad boys. So after about 3.5 hours, we're gonna check the temperature, make sure they're safe to eat, make sure they're good. We're gonna be looking for 170 to 180. That way you know that they're cooked and edible and tender. That's the most important part here. So sorry about the fucking display, but this is my probe. So right now it's 172, 174, 176. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a big meaty part. See the juices bubbling out? Anyway, that's a different part right there. 165, 167, 74, 76, 76. This is a different part. I don't remember what it is, but it's 167. Yeah. I still really like this probe. It's heat proof, so you can stick it in, monitor your meat, close the grill, forget about it. I think this is the other one. Where I checked the other one. 176. Well, oh yeah, this already is 181, 183. Oh fuck. Oh yeah, it's the other one. 185. Check this. Oh, that's a bone. Yep, that's meat. So now we're rocking 176, 181. Yeah, I'm definitely wrapping these bitches now. So what you're gonna need really for when you pull them out or wrap them up, all you need is the ribs. Obviously, this is what they look like after 3.5 hours. See some bone drawback. That's good. That means they're getting tender, getting cooked real well. Oh, anyway, so what you need is barbecue sauce, butter, and brown sugar. You don't have to use barbecue sauce. A lot of people use honey. They sell glazes you can use. But this is just what I had at hand. So yeah, make sure you get some aluminum foil. We're gonna wrap them twice. If I can recommend anything, I'd say get the big aluminum foil because it's easier to work with the big one than the smaller one. No pun intended. And yeah, I mean, it just wraps a lot easier. So you're gonna make a little quick little bed, a little bed of brown sugar. Just pour as much as you need to until your ancestors tell you to stop. So right there, I think that's enough. A little more. I think that's good. Yeah, it's good. And then like use like half a fucking quarter stick, half a stick, quarter stick. Do like four big ass slices, about yay thick, quarter-inch thick. I don't know what the fuck. Sounds like a fucking dying dog. I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, just going back to the video. More butter, add butter. Hell, there it is again. Now just add the barbecue sauce. Pretty much what it's gonna do, all this together, it's gonna melt. Fucking sh. Anyway, uh, it's gonna melt and it's gonna hydrate the ribs because right now I'm not saying that they're dehydrated, but we did cook them fast and hot, so we need to add some moisture back in. And whenever we add the moisture, it's gonna make them nice and juicy. So pretty much you're gonna want to put the ribs meat side down on top of the concoction you just made, and then just wrap it up. That's the rib that was on the open part that wasn't fully covered. So yeah, got a little extra flavor back there. Didn't change the flavor of it at all. So it was still really good. So you're gonna hit it with that layer of foil, and then you're gonna want to wrap it again. Just get that double insulation. Then you're gonna throw them back on the smoker for like another 30 minutes. Let it heat up, and then it's gonna be nice and good. So what you do with one, you're gonna want to do with the other. Same shit. Just to save time, I'm just gonna just cut through it. Oh yeah, and then if you're wrapping it and some of the bone cuts through the aluminum foil, it's fine. You're gonna wrap it again anyway, so it's gonna be all right. And then back on the smoker it goes for like another 30 minutes. So yeah, just put them in there. Doesn't matter where. Doesn't matter how. Just put them back in. Oh yeah, and then when you throw them back in, make sure that the grill's already at 400 to 450. So open the vents back up. If you need to bump the temperature up, see right there, it's chilling at 400. So for the first 3 hours, 3.5 hours, you're gonna want them to be at 300 degrees, and then for the last 30 45 minutes, 400. And then once it's done, just jump back into your regular clothes and then enjoy it. That's my fat ass forgot to make a video, but this is what they look like, and they're good. Bye.